Projectile motion. Projectile motion. What is projectile? Projectile is anything that you throw into the air. Means you throw from your hand, it becomes the projectile. And if there is no force other than gravity, this would be called motion under gravity. When you are throwing it vertically above, it becomes motion under gravity along a straight line. But whenever some projectile is thrown non-vertically, means not this way, not this way, it should be having some angle with vertical whatsoever, maybe 0.1 degree, even then also, definition says non-vertically thrown projectile will follow a parabolic path. Its motion will be known as projectile motion and the path followed is known as trajectory. Say this is the velocity you have chosen for throwing it. Its angle with the horizontal, this will be known as angle of projection. Many terms will be used here in projectile motion. You see, projectile motion is a very good example and the foremost example of 2D motion, or you might say motion in a plane. What is motion in a plane? The motion in which we need at least two axes. So it is motion in a plane. Sometimes we need three axes also. Then it becomes motion in space. Depending on the, suppose I am throwing along this, it is 2D motion. But if I throw this way, then it means z-axis is also involved. It becomes motion in space. Here we are considering only motion in plane. That means only two axes, horizontal and vertical. Depending on this, we are choosing the term 2D motion. Capital T will use for time of flight. Time of flight. What is this? This is the time between start and stop. A very simple technique to remember, start and stop. Other way you can say it is the total time the projectile remains in air. H is used for maximum height. That means you throw from here. The maximum height gained by the projectile, this would be known as maximum height, capital H. The horizontal distance covered by the projectile, this will be known as range, horizontal range. Now there are certain basic assumptions in projectile motion that we have to go through. One, it's obvious it's a motion under gravity. See, misconception there is, sometimes students reply, sir, I threw the ball, I threw the stone, so my force is there on the stone. My answer is, you are not a divine soul. You have no capacity of applying the force from a distance. Actually, you are no one now to interfere with that stone that has been projected from your hand. So, when some projectile is thrown, only Earth's force is acting there and that is downward. So, acceleration due to gravity, this will be downward. Here we consider that there's no resistance. It's a bit hypothetical, but in projectile motion, in discussion at R level, it is motion under gravity. No other force will be considered. Some important things. In horizontal direction, there is no force, no acceleration. No acceleration means what? Whatever is the horizontal velocity, that will remain constant. When the velocity is constant, you have only one formula at your disposal, and that is distance equal to velocity into time. This formula shall be applicable only in horizontal axis. Along vertical direction, since gravity is there, G is there, in vertical direction you have the force, you have the acceleration along y-axis. Y stands for vertical axis. Acceleration is G And when there is acceleration, velocity will go on changing. That means along vertical axis, the velocity is variable. These two things have to be kept in mind while dealing with the problems. Always split the whole thing in two axes. In horizontal, no force, no acceleration, constant velocity. In vertical, there will be changing velocity, acceleration constant. And in that way, you can use all the equations of motion along vertical axis.